I think by now we all know about the situation circulating around Genshin and its fan base, and a bunch of other creators who have a problem with the game and are too afraid to speak up about it. Me personally, as someone who enjoys the game, and me being a small content creator, I feel like I personally still have the right to speak up about this. Now, I'm not gonna lie, before I started recording, I literally had to do multiple takes of this because I didn't know how I want to start this off. And I honestly don't really want to edit this video because there's no reason to. It's all just gonna be plain and simple for me. I'm just gonna voice my opinion. And I feel like I'm gonna be a voice for the entire community who don't want to speak up. But as small as I am, I don't really have much to lose. I mean, no one really cares for what I have to say on YouTube, because if no one watches me, who can really judge me? Now, that being said, that doesn't mean that my opinion doesn't matter anyway. I'm just another voice in the community who has a say in who has a say in what they think. Now, regarding the current update, we all know Genshin's petty 3 extra wishes out of the 10 that we're getting for Lantern Rite. They really didn't need to do that. I think all of us know by now. It was really unnecessary. You're just giving us 1 extra wish for each year that we've been with Genshin. I've always wondered, why couldn't it at least be 30 wishes, you know? Like, an extra 10 for each year? I'm sure players would have been at least a little more happy about that. Although I think we all know that we were better off not getting any at all. Because, as most of us know by now, or at least we should, or for those of you who don't know, Genshin was losing followers on one of their socials on their platform. I believe it was called Bilibili. I don't know what form it is, as it would be for us here, global. But they were losing a lot of followers because of the one thing that they did, give us 3 extra wishes. Like, that makes a difference. Because they really thought 3 extra wishes was gonna make a difference because of the other years that we've been with them for. It's not like they were doing it over like the course of as long as they've been here, but for the 3rd year of all times, like, it's just so unnecessary. But at the same time, it's like, I'm thankful for it because I'm not saying I hate the game. I personally enjoy it, so I'm allowed to criticize the game. Because if there's something that's going on with the game that I don't like, I should be able to voice my opinion. It may not be heard. It's gonna be looked over. It may not even be considered. And many things considered, this game has quite a few problems. I can admit that, but I don't look past it. I don't ignore it. I choose to personally deal with it. If it's an in-game issue, like I can't pass something, I get better at it. But if it's like something in-game that I feel like the whole community could use, that we've been asking for, like artifact loadouts, we're still not getting that, unfortunately. But at the end of the day, it's just like it's like MiHoYo just doesn't care what the Genshin community thinks. The Honkai Star Rail part of Hoyoverse cares. I don't know much about Honkai Impact because, well, I don't play it. I personally couldn't get into it. And this isn't even a voiceover. I'm just playing as I'm talking, so I'm kind of just, my mind is personally wandering. But I feel like Genshin should really just start listening to their community. And we know they won't. Well, we globally, they don't listen to us. But if something goes on in China, as I want to give a shout out to Tectone because he's the reason I'm making this video, because I feel confident to speak up about this. Because if it wasn't for him, I personally wouldn't even be making this video. Because as a personally as a player, it's like, why does my opinion even really matter if no one else is really gonna care? And I'm posting this on a platform where no one watches me. Even if they do, it's like, I mean, no one's gonna say anything about it. And if they do, it's probably just gonna be a bunch of haters who enjoy the game and think that there isn't a problem. I'm not one of those people. I will say though, if I do see there's a problem with the game, I normally wouldn't voice it, but for as long as I've been playing Genshin, and as much as I enjoy the game, I feel the need to say something, because this is honestly ridiculous to me. Because they've lost a lot of followers, and obviously we all know that if something happens to their Chinese fan base, they have to make changes. Because if they're not making a profit, then they can't continue making the game. So I would hope that them losing followers actually helps them make a difference. I'm trying to figure out where... Okay, there's ore. Sorry, I'm just trying to complete my my dailies. I normally just come back for dailies and I get the weeklies done in about like 1 to 2 days. But with that being said, Genshin really needs to start listening to their community globally, because it probably would have made a huge difference. There's a lot of people who don't play the game now because of where it's gone and because of how boring it is. I don't blame them if they find it boring, that's just them. But people who actually have a problem with the game, and that being the reason why they don't play it, they should start listening to the rest of the community. Because that would make a huge change, and it'll probably actually bring people back. And this would actually be a good step forward going for them. But that's just my opinion on the whole thing. I really just want them to listen to their community, but if not global, then at least their Chinese fan base, because if they're upset, they will make changes. Now, something else I want to talk about is because, and I want to go back to the person I mentioned, Tectone. Well, I'm gonna bring this up for starters. He was the one who fixed the weapon banner. Isn't he the one who gave us I can't read right now. I'm really tired. I'm making this video really late. Isn't he the reason he gave us the weapon path? Because he complained about Staff of Homa? Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I started playing, I didn't even know. I thought this was always a thing. I didn't even know that this wasn't even a thing before. I looked at one of his videos where he's mentioned that he was the reason why this was even a thing at all. Because all I know is that he complained about the staff, about losing multiple 50-50s, not getting what he wanted. And so I'm pretty sure everyone agreed and probably changed, and then Hoyoverse changed that to what we have now. I could be completely wrong though, but honestly, his opinion matters the most to me out of everyone. And all the people who actually have an opinion, who know him and agree with him, I'm on their side for this one. Now, my voice may not be heard here, but I feel like Tectone is one of the most realist people who talk about this game. Now, with that being said, he gets a lot of hate for voicing his opinion, because I like watching his videos on a daily. I'll join a stream every now and then. I'm not there all the time. That's because I'm either busy playing Genshin, or I'm busy doing my own thing. But when I find the time that I feel like watching, I will. I actually recently started following his Twitter, and I saw all the controversy that was happening. Getting a lot of hate tweets and anti-Tectone people. It's just, I'm confused why they're trying to fight a battle with him that they can't win. Like, whenever they try to make him seem like the bad person in a situation, he comes back at them with 10 times more proof of them being a worse person than they're making him out to be. It's like you start going to the final boss of a game at the very start of the game. How are you supposed to win? You're not even prepared. I just don't understand what the reason behind it is. I feel like people are just mad at him because he brings up a point, and there are people out there in the community who just like, oh, I don't know, they have the need to like hate this white bald man because, oh, he's so mad at the Genshin community. Oh, well, I think, like, honestly, I just don't. Look, I say this straight from the bottom of my heart. I really didn't need to make this video. I really didn't. There was no reason for me to get caught up in this whole situation. But again, but Tectone has been really honest with the community. He's just amazing to me. Like, over the course of my time playing Genshin, I can't believe I'm only just started watching him like last year. I barely started watching last year. The more I watched, the more I realized, oh my god, Genshin has been treating everyone like shit. And I didn't even realize it until he pointed it out. And then it all became clear to me. As much as I enjoyed the game, I didn't even notice Genshin barely gives us much. And I personally just grinded to like get all the small rewards. But then I barely played Honkai Star Rail, and Star Rail was giving me more rewards. So I was, at a time I was confused. I was like, why? Why do I still play Genshin Impact more than I play Star Rail? Now, I think that was because I invested more time into Genshin, which is probably why I play it more. And I like the open world aspect of it. But that's just me. Of course, not everyone has to agree with it. Yeah, I know Star Rail makes quality of life changes that we all wish we had in Genshin, that Genshin will never do, because literally hashtag Genshin could never. But since I watched Tectone, he turned the game around for me. Like, he's the reason why I'm making this video. Everything that Genshin does, I didn't even realize was so bad up until I started watching him. And now I'm making this to voice my opinion. There are other big creators out there voicing their opinion, but they never did it. They never did it because they were too afraid. But since he did it, now everyone's speaking up. And there are people who are mad at them for being honest and speaking up about the problems that Genshin has and its community. Now, the community, I feel like part of the community is good. We all know that. I'm part of that community. Honestly, I'm happy to help other travelers. They come into my world, they want to take stuff from my world, they can. They absolutely can. Sometimes I go into co-op and help other people. I ask if they need help. They say no. Okay, I move on to the next person. Until a point where it's like, okay, I have some resin, I'm gonna spend it. Okay, I have nothing left to do, I'm gonna hop off for the day and play a new game. Honestly, my content isn't as good. The rest of my videos are super cringe. This is probably gonna be the least cringiest one by far because this is just me voicing my opinion. I don't understand why people who speak up so much get the most hate. And is it because they know they're telling the truth and they're trying to tell them to be quiet? Are they afraid of what's gonna happen to their precious game if nothing happens? Well, not... Are they like... I don't I feel like I don't understand the full situation of it, but I feel like I kind of got it down, like, roughly. I don't understand. Why is Tectone getting so much hate for voicing an opinion that's correct? He's clearly stating what the problem with the game is, but people just want to hate on him and call him names and insult him and slur him and slander him. And this has been and he's been dealing with this for years. He really doesn't deserve it. He's a great guy. He's mentioned it before. He repeats himself. He comes up with great points. He has evidence. People insult him without proof, without evidence. They slander his name because he's voicing open opinion. And his fan base, who actually believe him, I feel like they're getting slandered too. Because if they're insulting someone that they believe, who they know is right, they're basically getting insulted too. Because if you target someone who actually can make a difference, you're not going to get a difference. Because you're preventing the one person who can actually help you make a difference in the community. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, how can you hate a person who's trying to help you change a game that you enjoy for good? Now, other than that, he's been getting hate for other things as well. He's helped out small creators, people like me. He literally brought someone from like 5 subscribers to like 9,000 in a day. I honestly, I'd be surprised if he watched this video and did the same thing, but I know he won't. I'm more than certain he won't. But if he did, that'd be great. Cause content creating is something I love to do. I don't do it often because, well, situation here where I'm living, it's just not ideal. I like to stream on Twitch. I don't do it often because I get background sound and I don't want people don't need to hear that, and it's just embarrassing for them to hear my family talk. But when I do get time to do it, I enjoy doing it. Now, now without an audience, I don't really talk. So if people join and I don't talk, it's like, okay, well, there's sound going on in my background, or like there's no point because like that one person's gonna leave anyway. But I'm getting off topic. I don't need to be talking about me. This was just me voicing my opinion, and I could just got derailed. Honestly, props to Tectone because he's been doing this for years. He still gets hate, but he still promotes positive. He still promotes a positive emotion in other people. Honestly, people who attack him, I think they're just afraid. I can't speak for everyone though. I don't. My opinion matters very little to most people. I'm sure people who watch this don't really care too much. I'm sure a lot of people who believe in people like Gotcha Smack and um honestly, I to be honest, I tried rehearsing all of this and I wanted to speak straight from the mind, but I can't remember exactly everyone. Like MTash and Asmongold, just there's just a whole bunch of people that I just can't think of right now. It's because I don't watch them. I only know Tectone. I only know them off of him. And I can't remember their name from the top of my head. I'm sure there's a bunch of other people. Shout out to them. But he was I just what honestly, I don't want to waste your guys' time anymore because I've been recording long enough and I'm running out of things to say. Overall, Genshin needs to start listening to their fan base and make changes, quality of life changes the whole community can enjoy. And people need to understand, need to get their head out of their asses and stop eating the shit that Genshin gives them. Stop dick riding Genshin, honestly. Stop hating on the few people who aren't afraid to speak up. Like, just just don't be mad at someone who's
this
not afraid to voice their
quite
opinion.
Hard to come by. Well then,
you literally voice your opinion about someone who actually has a good opinion and actually makes good points about the game. Here you are on Twitter, making fake claims and bad assumptions about someone who's trying to fix the game for the better, and he's done good in IRL. I'm sure other people have done the same thing, but Tectone is probably one of the nicest people that I've ever seen on Twitch and YouTube. And when people slander him and he gets pissed about it, that makes me upset personally. Because I appreciate that man. I don't know him like his friends know him. I don't know him on a close level, but I appreciate him. Because again, if it wasn't for him, I would never be making this. I'm not afraid to voice my opinion. I feel like it matters. To other people it won't matter, but to me, it means the world to me that I'm even making this right now. I'm honestly it's a lot. This is a lot for me. Honestly, I wasn't comfortable doing this at first. I really wasn't, but now I'm a little more confident. Cause it was like I don't know what to say. I feel like whatever I say, it feels like I just sound so stupid saying it. It's like, are people gonna matter? But now that I feel like I'm just like through the whole thing, I don't even care anymore. Because I know I'm doing something right. Or at least I think so. Well, regardless of what anyone else thinks, if it ain't nothing positive, I don't care. Because I have a whole different mindset now. I'm still gonna enjoy the game how I've been playing it. That doesn't mean that... Now, after I said all this, that doesn't mean I hate the game. I enjoy it. I play it for what it is. But if people are going to be mad at me because I voice an opinion, and I enjoy the game the way I do, and I'm being critical with what needs to change and what I think other people's opinion matters to me, then that's your problem. That's not mine. If you have a problem with what I think, then take it up with yourself to figure out what your problem is. Because honestly, I don't have a problem with you if you have a problem with me. I have a problem with the community and where it's been going. But that's all I wanted to say. I don't want to waste your
I've
guys'
got
time
nothing
anymore,
going
but
on.
feel free to subscribe and and let me know what you think in the comments. I know no one's gonna watch this. I know nobody is going to watch this video. But if they do, well then I appreciate the views. But yeah, that's my opinion. Sorry if it was cringe. Have a good day. So this is just a little bit after the video I just made. I know I was missing a few key points and details in there, but I meant everything I said. But I just wanted to say, for everyone who has their heads so far up their own asses thinking that Genshin is a perfect game and there's nothing wrong with it, it's not. You really need to stop eating the shit that they're serving you on a silver platter every single day. That's all I wanted. Have a good day.